Welcome to episode 190 of the Loane Hockey Podcast, where today we're going to be talking about some standouts in last night's matchup between Calgary and Chicago. And obviously, Calgary, they ran away with this one and they had an early lead throughout the first period and they maintained it and they were able to win the game 5-2. And just a really tough game for Chicago. They weren't really able to get too much going. They had some goals in this game, but even when they got the goals, there was still two goal leads for Calgary, and Calgary had a really comfortable lead in that sense. So, in terms of this game, obviously, Calgary dominant for sure. And we'll start with Rory Cairns making his NHL debut. He had two assists. He looked really good throughout this game. Playmaking was noticeable. He's always been noticeable as a passer. I remember watching him when he was playing in the OHL. And I remember watching his playmaking game. His playmaking game was always really good in junior too and always really noticeable. He's having a really good year in the AHL and deserving of a call up, deserving of his NHL debut. Has played really well, and yesterday played really well. Was really noticeable on and off the puck. I thought he had a really good first game. I feel like he's going to be a player that sticks with them a little bit longer now, and it'll be interesting to see how that situation plays out with him. Jacob Pelletier, 2 goals, 1 assist, was one of Calgary's better players in this game. Just was noticeable at competing on and off the puck. He was noticeable in his forechecking ability, really good at creating havoc in many different situations and being able to open up ice. And he was overall very effective when it came to his play driving ability and how he's able to manage situations there. And it was really noticeable. Igor Sharangovich was also really noticeable. 2 points, a goal and an assist. I thought he was really steady in terms of his on puck play. He was really good with that awareness and being able to time his reads, being able to time space, being able to read space and get into open ice situations for himself. Michael Backlund was really good. He always seems to play really well against the Hawks. Same again with Blake Coleman. And then Matt Coronado, really liked him. I thought he was really noticeable. And from a competitive standpoint, he was driving a lot of sequences there. And he was able to create a lot of space individually for himself. I thought he was doing a really good job of that throughout this game. And then Kevin Ball, who shut down defenseman, big defenseman, plays with a physical edge and plays with a little bit of flair in terms of offense, but mostly more of a shutdown style defenseman who can play that role really well. And then Chicago's side, I thought Connor Bedard was one of the few standouts, and obviously he was really good. He got his 100th career point and was really noticeable at being able to create offense and create space and then Louis Crevier was one of the few guys that also was noticeable in terms of his ability to move pucks, outlet pucks, and be consistent when it came to his puck movement. And I thought he had a really good game throughout this game at being able to do that and being able to drive play in those situations as well. He was very effective when it came to moving pucks and being able to stretch to open ice situations as well.